When I opened the door that evening, I never expected to see her standing there, the woman who once vowed forever, only to tear it all apart. Olivia, my ex-wife, the same woman who had packed her bags 2 years ago, leaving nothing behind but a ring on the counter and a note that said, "I need to find myself." She looked different now, older, thinner, carrying that same restless gleam in her eyes that once charmed everyone who didn't truly know her. She tried to smile, but her lips trembled. "Hey, Ethan," she said softly. "You look good." I didn't return the smile. "What are you doing here?" Her eyes flickered past me, scanning the hallway as if she were searching for something familiar. "Can we talk?" she asked. "Just for a minute." Part of me wanted to close the door then and there, but curiosity is a dangerous thing, especially when it's tangled with old wounds. So I stepped aside. "Make it quick." She entered slowly, like the house still recognized her. Maybe it did. Every corner still held her ghost, the faint scent of her favorite candles, the marks on the wall where our photos once hung. We sat across from each other in the living room. She couldn't sit still, twisting her fingers, stealing glances when she thought I wasn't looking. "I've been thinking about us," she began. "About what we had. You were always good to me, Ethan, better than I deserved." I said nothing. I'd learned silence could reveal more truth than words ever could. Then she said it, the line she must have rehearsed 100 times before showing up. "You're my soulmate." I almost laughed. Soulmate. The word felt heavy, almost ridiculous, coming from someone who once claimed she didn't believe in marriage anymore. I leaned back. "Really? That's what you came here to say?" Tears filled her eyes. "I made mistakes," she whispered. "I thought I knew what I wanted, but I was wrong. I walked away from the only person who ever truly cared for me." I took a slow breath and asked a question I already knew the answer to. "Did he use you and leave?" Her silence told me everything. She looked away, jaw tight, hands trembling. That's when I realized she hadn't come back because she missed me. She came back because life had finally taught her what I never could. Her lips quivered as if the truth was clawing to get out, but her pride wouldn't let it. I leaned against the doorframe, watching the woman who once meant everything to me now look like a stranger. "He left you, didn't he?" I said quietly. She blinked rapidly, fighting tears. "It's not like that," she muttered. "Then tell me what it's like." I pressed, my voice sharp now. "Tell me how the man you left your marriage for suddenly vanished. Tell me how that fairy tale ended." She said nothing. Her silence confirmed everything. The man she called her soulmate had used her, then disappeared. She shifted uneasily, trying to regain control. "I made mistakes," she said again. "I was lost. I didn't know what I wanted." I laughed bitterly. "No, you knew exactly what you wanted. You wanted the thrill, the attention, the chase. And when that faded, when he stopped feeding your ego, you remembered me." Tears rolled down her cheeks, but I felt nothing. There was a time when her tears could break me. Not anymore. "Ethan, please," she whispered. "I can't go back there. I can't face my family. I thought I could build something real with him, but it was all lies. He used me. He made me believe he loved me." I studied her, the regret in her eyes, the weight of exhaustion. "And what do you want from me?" I asked calmly. "Forgiveness? Shelter? Or just someone to remind you of the version of yourself you destroyed?" She swallowed hard, eyes dropping. "I want you," she said softly. "I want the peace I had with you." I shook my head. "You didn't want peace. You wanted chaos disguised as love." She stepped closer. Her perfume was the same, but now it only smelled like the past I'd already buried. "I know I don't deserve it," she whispered. "But I miss you." I drew a long breath. "You missed a man who loved you unconditionally," I said quietly. "But that man doesn't exist anymore. You broke him when you walked away." She closed her eyes, trembling. "Please," she said, "don't hate me." "I don't," I replied, "but I can't love you either." For a long moment, silence filled the room. Two people bound by memories but separated by choices. Her eyes drifted to the photo frame on the hallway table, the one that still held a picture of us from happier days. "You still keep that?" she asked, voice trembling. I looked at it too. "No," I said softly. "I just never threw it away. It reminds me of who I used to be, the man who believed love was enough." Her eyes softened. "You were always enough," she whispered. "I was just too blind to see it." I exhaled slowly. "Then why are you here now, Olivia? Because he broke you, or because you finally realized I was the only one who truly loved you?" She didn't respond, but the silence said everything. Finally, she whispered, "He took everything, Ethan. My money, my confidence, my peace. He promised me a life full of excitement. Said I was his everything. Until I wasn't. He blocked me, vanished, and left me with nothing but shame. And when I had nowhere else to turn, all I could think of was you." I nodded slowly. "You ran toward a man who told you what you wanted to hear, and away from the one who told you the truth." "I know," she murmured, tears streaming. "And that's what hurts the most." I walked past her toward the door. "Olivia, I forgave you a long time ago. But forgiveness isn't the same as wanting you back." Her face fell. "So that's it?" she asked. "After everything you destroyed, I corrected quietly. You didn't just cheat on me, Olivia. You made me doubt my worth. You made me believe I wasn't enough. But now I know you just weren't ready for real love." She covered her face, sobbing quietly. I reached for the door handle. "Take care of yourself," I said softly. "And next time someone calls you their soulmate, make sure they mean it." Her eyes lifted, red and glistening. "Do you still think of me?" she asked desperately. I paused, a faint smile tugging at my lips. "Sometimes," I said, "but only as a lesson." Then I closed the door. Behind it, I could still hear her crying, the sound of regret echoing down the hallway. But for the first time in years, my heart finally felt free.